CataractCoach.com. An experienced surgeon is learning phaco chop. And this surgeon wants our advice. Let's chime in together. Now I'm watching the video for the first time with you. Let's go right to the chop session here. So going with the phaco probe, we should center up the camera a little bit and making a groove down. Okay, so maybe not stop and chop? No? Is it chop? Well, I'm not sure why you're getting a groove here if you're going to do chop. But let's see. Getting a groove down the middle. So this to me looks more like stop and chop. But the video sent to me is I'm learning phaco chop. So let's see what we're doing here then. So maybe you want to learn stop and chop? Is that what the goal is? And again, video's not quite centered up here. Wish it was. But splitting that. So you want to learn stop and chop. I don't know. Should I go back and fix the title slide? No. Again, I like to watch the video for the first time with you because then you get some real authentic commentary. We both watch it for the first time together. Now, all right, let's see this. First thing is, center the camera. I can't even see what's happening here. Okay, glad you came out of the eye. Let me tell you about Retinarounds in the meantime. Retinarounds.com is our sister channel. It's an amazing sister channel. It's on retinarounds.com. It's on youtube.com/@retinarounds. I promise you're going to learn a lot. Don't be afraid of learning. You need to learn. Now, again, center up the camera here a little bit. There we go. So you're trying to do stop and chop. That's pretty good, actually. So reasonable holding power of that nucleus, or that heminuclear piece, and then you got a nice chop in. I think you're doing an okay job here. Again, my advice so far is keep the eye in primary and center up the camera. I don't know why it came out of the eye, though. Why it come out of the eye here? More viscoelastic. Okay. We like viscoelastic. Note to self, can we buy some more stock in viscoelastic companies? No, I'm just joking. Now going inside here with the phaco probe, and let's see, there's a quadrant. There are two quadrants here. Why don't you take one of these out? Yeah, buzz into it. And now you want to use the chopper, tilt up a corner of it, and then bring it up. And see, I'd get out one of the quadrants first before trying to chop the second half. Because why? It makes more room. You got more room in the bag then. So that was a reasonable chop. I don't know if you had enough holding power there. But it seems like you have a quadrant. Bring that quadrant up and get it out of the eye. Emulsify that. Step on the pedal right now. Don't do that weird shaking thing. I don't know who taught you that. I don't know what that means. Someone leave a comment below. What does that weird shaking thing mean? That. Why shake the probe? I don't get it. What's the weird shaking thing? That's not something I've ever heard of. So I take these pieces down. Take the first piece down. I don't get the shaking thing. Someone please explain to me. Why did he come out of the eye again? You can't keep coming in and out of the eye. If you want to refill viscoelastic, that's what your pairs and teeth is for. I don't know why you keep coming out of the eye of the face. That's how you're going to get damage to the incision. The more times you go in and out of the incision, the more you have a risk of like a decimated attachment, right? Think about it. So let's get this first piece. It may not be fully separated, so you want to get a full chop here. So again, maybe your chopper is too short. It's not long enough, and you're not able to get these chops fully mobilized. So see, it looks like all the chops you made are good, but they're all still kind of attached in the middle here. So that's why the pieces aren't coming up here. You need to get a different chop. Get it like a Nagahara chop. This looks like a Sinski hook almost. You need to be able to get the pieces separated first. Stop shaking. Don't try bringing the pieces up out of the bag unless you really fully separated them. See, they're not separated. Everything's still attached in the middle. This is like one of those fibrous, dense cataracts you get where you try to chop it and it just stays attached in the middle. This is why you're suffering here. And so, again, you need to make sure the chops are fully propagated. Even in the beginning, you did that groove down the middle for stop and chop. You got to make sure the chops the crack was fully propagated. You have two absolutely distinct nuclear halves before you go chop up the pieces into smaller bits. So now going with the phaco probe. Okay, this is good. I like this. Good job. Aspirate this down. Again, set up the eye a little bit. You're coming like half the eyes off the screen. And now let's see. You're getting them done. Take your time here. Again, we sped the video up to 2x. But again, that weird shake thing, I just don't get that at all. Please, some reader, give me a comment below. Some Cataract Coach team member here, teach me, why are we shaking? What's the weird shake thing? And I see other people do with the phaco tip. I don't know why. You can program in the phaco power modulation. You can program in burst or pulse or any kind of thing you want. Change the duty cycle. You don't have to do the manual shaking. I don't get it. So let's just watch the rest of this now. Okay, another para. Maybe by manual IA then. So I think you're doing a good job. I don't know how many cases you've done so far, but my advice is, even if you're doing stop and chop, which is what this is, I need you to make the groove sufficient and then fully separate the pieces. You need to have two distinct heminuclear pieces prior to trying to chop them. Because if they're still attached in the middle there, the problem is when you go then to try to subchop it, well, everything's still attached in the bottom. At the posterior pole of the nucleus, all the pieces are still attached. You've partially chopped them only. So again, you need to propagate the chops for sure. And that's after you propagate your crack with the chop and chop technique here. So at the end here, we'll put the lens in. Again, I would tell you to set up your eye a little bit better. That looks better. There we go. Good job. Let's get that lens in the capsular bag. I think this is a very reasonable cataract surgery. Nothing wrong with it. But if you want to be better at chop, again, my advice is when you make your groove, for stop and chop, by the way, make sure you fully separate the two halves into distinct heminuclear pieces. Then, as you chop the pieces, make sure the chops propagate all the way through so you have, again, broken each heminucleus into distinct smaller and separated pieces. If all the pieces are still attached together at the posterior pole of the nucleus, well, that's going to be an issue, and it's going to be hard for you to remove the pieces. I think you're doing a great job. Just by virtue of you sending a video in means you care about your patients and your surgical skills, and I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. Hey, leave your comment below. And remember, check out Retina Rounds, our sister channel. I promise you're going to need that info.